what started you on this journey? Because when I get your bio, it just takes me to such a powerful moment. I'm like, hold up, this sister got to bring me all the way up to this moment. Can you give me just a little snippet?
Well, it really started when I was working in corporate America. I actually started working in corporate America at 17. I started working at the local Fox affiliate here in Atlanta. And everywhere I went, every department, there was always somebody like, oh, I'm just here for the check. I'm just here for the check. And then as I worked at CBS, I go to New York and I'm like, wow, it's CBS and it's New York. I'm just here for the check. And I'm like, wow. Like when I started, I thought, life was supposed to be a lot more purposeful, a lot more fulfilling. And that's when I was talking to my dad. I was like, I spent so much time climbing the corporate ladder. What is going on? And he was like, what if the ladder's just on the wrong wall?
Oh, okay, Jessica, hold tight. Let's get started. I love our chemistry. Hold on. Now listen, this hat gonna fall off a few times, but I feel like it matched my outfit till I'm not willing to just take it off, okay? So if you see me fix my hat a few times, I just know that, it is what it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's cute though. It's cute. I like it.
Thank you. All right, here we go. Hey, everybody, this is Lady D, also known as Madam CEO, and welcome to the Go Get It Girl podcast, where we believe in helping women who love God, love their family, and love making millions go after everything that God has promised them. We are reaching women who dream big to dream a bigger dream. And today on the Go Get It Girls podcast, we have an amazing guest. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today is none other than Miss Jessica Myers. You all may have heard about her. I'm going to introduce her. I'm going to tell you about these amazing accomplishments that she has done thus far. Jessica and her business partner made headlines after the duo acquired the Home to Suites in El Reno, Oklahoma, a deal valued over $8 million. This deal landed them the title of being the youngest Black hotel owners in the industry. Jessica recently announced, now this is something else that's so powerful, so pay attention, ladies. She recently announced the purchase of 6 single-family homes as a part of the Lovers Oak Cottages. It's a project here in my own hometown, Brunswick, Georgia. This project was estimated over $500,000, which will provide much needed affordable and quality housing for potential residents. Jessica has 10 plus years of training and industry experience. She has renovated over $15 million in real estate assets. Plus, she has done this since starting it in 2015, specializing in purchasing off-market properties and building a dedicated team to generate optimal success. There's so much to Jessica that we want to dive in today. So for all of you ladies that are tuning into today's podcast, get out your notebook, pull out your cell phone. Let's get ready to take some notes, because I want to talk about the millionaire secrets and millionaire habits that Jessica has acquired over time to help her produce and perform on this level. In 6 short years, she has accomplished what most women only dream about. She lives it every single day. So without further ado, hello, Jessica.
Hey, I love your energy. I am so excited to be here today. Thank you.
Awesome.
Infectious. I love your mission and your purpose and what you're about. So it's truly an honor to be here today to speak with you.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Well, let's get deep. Let's dive in. Earlier, we were talking about how you became this excellent trainer, how you retained so much experience, and you were giving me a story that I need for the world to hear. Let's go back. I know we got some key points, but let's take it all the way back. How did you get to this place?
So one of the main starting points of my career, I actually got started just for my drive and my hustle. And I feel like that skill transfers into real estate.
Yes.
How I got here. But really, I was just very driven as a kid. I mean, I started working at media at 17, working at Fox. And I remember working there, and one of the producers was like, ugh, I'm ready to go home. And I'm like, ready to go home? Like, I'm excited. I can't wait for tomorrow. And
yes.
Then, as I continue to climb the ladder in corporate, working at CBS in New York, I got other coworkers like, ugh, I'm just here for work. And I was like talking to my dad one day, and I'm like, I spent all this time climbing the corporate ladder, and everybody seemed like they don't want to be here. And he was like, what if the ladder is on the wrong wall?
Wow. What if the ladder is on the wrong? What did that mean to you?
So to me, that meant you spent all this time climbing what you were told was the right path to go versus venturing off and creating your own and finding, connecting with purpose and passion. And that's what I was able to redirect. And I was like, but I need to own my time. I got to pay my bills. What can I do? And that's when I found real estate and the access to ownership and the life it provides, so that now I can live the life of my dreams, but through real estate, and being able to help people through real estate, inspire them through ownership. That has really been the passion driver for me. Now, since, you know, having transacted all those properties, really just looking to buy my time, which continued to lead into bigger and bigger opportunities. Which,
I love it.
We purchased a hotel. I didn't think I would purchase a hotel.
How big is that?
Bigger.
Okay, so we don't want to skate past this moment. This is a moment, a celebratory moment. We celebrate you. We celebrate your big thinking. We celebrate your big goals, your big ideas, because now you guys have earned the title of the youngest Black hotel owners in this industry. And you did it with Home to Suites, which one I mean, that's one I personally love. I was like, woohoo! Yeah. Like, this isn't small, this is big. Yeah. So kudos to you. Yeah. We congratulate you. So I know that over time we evolve, all right? So I'm sure when you started out in your journey that you had some goals in mind. I'm not sure. Maybe you can tell me, was a hotel one of those goals, or just give us a little bit of.
When I started in real estate, I knew I wanted to leave corporate America. And so that's when I was like, well, how do I get in real estate without spending hundreds of thousands of dollars that I didn't have? And that's when I understood about the concept of wholesaling. Wholesaling, and as simply as in any other industry, is buying a house very, very cheap or at a deeply discounted rate, and then selling it or passing it off to the end buyer for a much higher, or for a higher rate. And that concept called wholesaling is what I use to break into the industry. That's how I was able to get in, by understanding what wholesaling taught me is how to look for a deal. It taught me how, you know, in industry indicators, like as I'm helping these buyers, the ones that are really doing the work, the investors that are really, you know, they're flipping it, they're using their money, they're coming in and they're making, you know, I'm making about $5,000 or $10,000 per deal. They're making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 per deal. So I'm understanding and learning their moves, seeing, you know, how they move, and continue to go to networking events. And at the same time, that's when my business partner, she was like, you know, what you're doing in the single family space, you can actually come over here and do it in the hotel arena, how to find deals, how to seize opportunities. And she began to teach me and educate me in that arena. And it's like, wow, I began to go to those networking events and see there were less than 2% of us in the room.
Wow.
Like,
why is that, Jessica?
Where are other people that look like me? And you know what? For so long, we were left out of the conversation of ownership.
Yes.
So now that, you know, in down markets are where most millionaires are made, now is the time to seize opportunity. But for so long, we're kept out of the conversation. So now it's about making the table and bringing a seat to the table and like, hey, let us show you how. Let us show you how you can get in these conversations, how you can be a part of these multi-million-dollar deals, how you can have a seat at the table by connecting the resources and bringing the power players together. And that's what we're able to do through Home to Suites acquisition.
Oh my goodness, that's so huge. Now, I know I sound excited, but you said so much meat there that I want for our listeners to walk away with. You have to learn that on the other side of investment, it's always advancement. And so you took time to literally have someone teach you what you were doing and how to do it better. And then you sat down and figured out, how can I come into this market using some of the same strategies that I know from my single family properties? How can I come into this market? And that's what we want for women to take away from our conversation today, is how to pivot and how to take their current skills that they have and literally apply it in another industry or apply it into a bigger game. The number one area that most women shrink back in is in their confidence. Like you said, there were only 2% of us in that room. So women have to deal with their area of confidence. And I love how you also said, bless you. I love how you also said that it's okay. It's okay. I love how you also talked about how you understood the market and you understood your buyers. And that's what we want to encourage a lot of women to do, is to study and research and invest in themselves. So with that being said, I want to talk about your goals that you had when you first got started and how it led up to, you know, you really shifting to say, okay, I'm going to play this big. Like what mindset shifts, not goals, but like what mindset shift you had to make to play a bigger game?
That's one of the things that's important about the networking event and the events that we went to, and putting yourself in different circles. Because I'm not going to lie, I didn't know to dream this big because I never saw this growing up. I didn't see entrepreneurship to this level. I didn't see business ownership. I didn't see that example laid out. So going to these networking events allowed me to think bigger. You know, people walking around like, oh yeah, I own this property. I own Econo Lodge, and I own and you're just like, wait, you're a couple of years older than me. You didn't have to be old white male to own, because you hear about the Warren Buffetts, you hear about, other like the Grant Cardones of the world and things like that own all these properties, right? But
right,
when do you see young Black? So being in these rooms allowed me to think bigger, because she was like, I love it. You want to own 1,000 doors? How about doing that hotels at a time versus single family at a time? I was like,
same concept, bigger game.
Just like that.
I love it.
Exactly. And it was really going there. It was going there to see the property. That it's one thing to go and the investment made sense on paper. But when we went and we saw the community that we were able to help, the jobs that we were able to save, that's what I think about. How can I bring that to a town that I love? I'm not from Brunswick, but my husband is from there. And it being the backdrop of our love story for over 15 years.
Oh my goodness.
It was like this same impact that we were able to make here in El Reno. How can we bring this to our own backyard? How can we bring these resources? How can we bring the conversation of ownership for people that look like me? How can we take back our communities and develop them and create other opportunities for those that can't and need them? That's what really spun the Lovers Oak Cottage project that we have going on. And that's what I'm really passionate about, creating jobs, reimagining communities, and helping people along the way.
I love it. So that lets me know that your daily routine, there has to be some type of quiet moments, time of reflection, time of you saying, okay, let me get outside of myself and into what I can do that's greater than me. Because to be able to live in El Reno, Oklahoma, and then think about Brunswick, Georgia, and how you can impact those that are here, that took some quiet time. That took some time alone. So let's talk about some of your habits that you use every single day to help you stay producing on this level, to help you keep your confidence, to help you, move forward with your goals and dreams. So what's your day like?
Well, I still do live here in Atlanta. So okay. El Reno is an investment as well as Brunswick, but it's just understanding the development of communities. And like you said, it's the mindset that's so important. Thankfully, my husband, who's actually from Brunswick, Joe Myers.
Hey, Joe.
He is a sound therapist, and he does Tibetan singing sound bowls. And that helps to really de-stress and really bring calmness and allow me to manifest and visualize the feelings that I want to feel and really tap into who I desire to be. Because it's one thing to have, the material things, but it's like, that's fleeting. It comes, it goes, it cycles. But so the impact is what I'm after. That's what I set out to do in high school when I started out on this journey. And that's what I'm able to tap into now through really helping working professionals and millennials, like, hey, there's a different way. We can take ownership in our communities. We don't have to work a 9 to 5. You work because you want to and not because you have to. It's really about raising the narrative so that we understand we're more than entertainers. We're more than athletes. We're owners. We're dreamers. Right. We're doers. And
that's right.
It's really tapping in. And what do I visualize? During that meditation, during the sound bath, what am I thinking about? What do I want tomorrow to feel like? How do I want you to feel? When we talk today, that's how, and I go backwards. Like, what do I need to do now to prep for that moment?
I love it. So, and I think it's so important that you give women who are passion driven, give them hope that you too can build from your passion and make millions. You know, there's this thought that, you know, you can't really
have both.
You know, have both. But yes, you can. You can be a woman of passion with a purpose and still be successful with that passion and purpose. But you also said something that I want for our listeners to walk away with, that you had to change circles. Yes. I believe, even though I don't know you personally, Jessica, but because I understand success, I believe that when you got started in the single family home, that was your circle. Mm-hmm. That was the circle of people you were around. You mastered that. You were found faithful over that. Yep. And then you being humble. You know, my husband is a pastor here in Brunswick. And so at the Unity Church, he teaches us about understanding the purpose of our wealth. And so one of the second principles is to be humble with what God gives you. And you were humble enough. There go my hat again. Let me get my point out and then I'm going to get my hat. But you were humble enough to have someone else come into your life and say, you're good at this. Let me show you another way. And that is where women shift, or they need to know how to shift, is when the timing comes for you to learn how to do something another way. Sometimes we get stuck in doing it the same way we've been doing it. And some women are stuck. Those that are listening to us, they are stuck because they figure that my only passion is good for the soup kitchen because I got a passion for people. I can only go to the soup kitchen and hand out soup to the homeless. No, that same passion, that same love that you have for the homeless, people who can't afford to pay you for your services, you can take that same passion and get in the right arena, learn a new skill, shift your environment, and level up. So, Jessica, with that being said, you have a podcast called Concrete Coins, because I want for women to start listening to something different. I believe when we change the story that we tell ourselves, when we change the story that we hear, that we will find ourselves achieving more. So let's talk about your podcast, Concrete Coins, and the wealth of knowledge that you share there.
So I know I kind of breezed over my story, like, oh yeah, I just got my start in real estate as a wholesaler and kept it moving. But
yes.
There was a whole lot of stuff. When I tell you I got my PhD in real estate investing right on, I'm saying from, so yes, I started out as a wholesaler, and then ultimately I went into renovations. So
wow.
My first property had $11,000 lien on it that I knew nothing about. So right away I lost $11,000. Then I was like, okay, well, let me make up for it on my second and third deal, right? Contractor started selling drugs out of my house. And I'm like, wait, what? Then on the next deal, you know, give contractor cash up front. And because he's like, cool, so I'm going to take a couple months, cash up front, I'll work on it. Cool. Here's $30,000. Runs away, never see him again.
Oh my word. That's called EXP, girl. You got real experience.
And through that, I was like, wow, I got better. I mean, it was crazy to go through all of this in its time. But I went back and did an autopsy on my story and how everything unfolded. And I started to build a team because I got better and better with each project. There were less challenges that we had to deal with. And my team expanded. I began to bring in those experts on my team to help me with the process. I now close with a closing attorney every time. I have my real estate agent negotiating the contracts. I have, you know, one of my business partners, he's a developer and construction manager. Those are the people that really help me to build good business. Because
I love it.
Started out with me just being, you know, hey, let me just go into renovations. So that's who I called on for our Concrete Coins. There is a session called Pick My Brain. So many people are like, hey, Jess, I just want to pick your brain real quick. Just want to find out everything I need. Well, okay. In order for you to pick my brain, I need to pick yours. There's a series of questions that I need to know to best help you map out your road to success. So Concrete Coins is really taking all of those experiences, all of the lessons learned, and bringing you the team that helped me to get it right.
I love it. And so you also have a course where we can pick your brain. So in order for us to pick your brain, tell us where we can go at to get this real estate course.
Yes. So if you go to it'sjessicamyers.com, that's where you can find out all of my information, how to book a consultation, and how to take our course, Wholesaler to Hotel Owner. I talk about what's possible. Wholesaling is what gave me access into the industry, how to find a deal. We have attorneys that are teaching you how to protect yourself so you don't have to go through what I did and lose $11,000 from the onset just from not closing with an attorney. I have, different people in the industry that come and contribute to these lessons so that you have everything you need to get to your first deal as a wholesaler.
And that's actually the beginning to shift in rooms. When you invest in yourself and you get in courses, that means you have a different type conversation where those who are in the room can begin to engage with you more because you understand the type of conversations that are had in the room. So I encourage every woman that's listening to us today and you're ready to shift, I want you to go to Jessica's website and get into that course so that you can be a part of another room. All right. So Jessica, one of the other areas of your background is Black wealth and ownership. You talk about the importance of ownership in Black wealth. My question for you is, what are the habits that one would need in order to build wealth? Like, what is a habit that a person can walk away with right now and shift in their life and be on the track to building wealth?
For one, be the solution to a problem. That's what it's really about. Even as a wholesaler in real estate, that's where I talked about, development being the solution to revitalizing our communities. Once you find yourself being a solution to the problem, that's how you can guarantee that you will stay around because people need you. You create an automatic need for what you do. Because it was reported, there was a study done back in 2019 that projected 2053 Black wealth or blacks will have a net worth of zero.
No.
If we keep on the trajectory that we're on, we're being left out of these ownership conversations. So that's definitely why it's important to make sure that we're getting educated to get a seat at the table so that we can be a part of the shift. But you really, really want to make sure that that you're a problem solver. And that's how you stay tuned with coming up with solutions that will put you in the wealth conversation.
Oh my goodness. I definitely don't want to imagine what my generation, my legacy, my bloodline will look like in 2053. So I'm definitely got to learn how to do something different now.
Yeah, it's almost like, when you watch the Titanic, you're like, why didn't they turn the ship? They could have just turned the ship. Well, that's what we have the power to do now, but we have to act now. And yes,
it's time to take action.
Yes, 2053 seems like a long time away, but if we don't start making the changes now, we will keep running right into that iceberg. So we are here to raise the narrative and shift things around.
I love it. So with women that are listening to us today, we want to encourage you all to make a shift to start investing in yourself. And you said something that's so key. When you guys started in the real estate, it wasn't that you had a whole stack of cash somewhere. You got started with having information, and then that information caused you to make a business move. So I just want to encourage all the women that's on, you have to increase your knowledge, because on the other side of knowledge, on the other side of increasing yourself is advancement. And if we're going to advance, if we're going to see a shift in our life, we're going to have a shift in our income, then we have to increase our self-worth. We have to increase our knowledge. And that's something that Jessica offers. And I want to encourage every woman to connect with her. So we're excited that you built your financial portfolio off of real estate and also having your own courses to teach others. Is there something that you would like to tell women that are listening today who may have a gift and talent, but don't know where to start? What would you tell them, Jessica?
If that person who inspired me had not have done their job and been an interrupter in my life, I would not be where I am. So who is missing out today because you are not stepping out in fulfillment and purpose? You're not betting on yourself. And like she said, making the investment in yourself for the education, making the investment in yourself to do what's necessary to build good business. You are the prize. So put in the work. Let's get to it and really change our communities out here. You know, when Black women get to it, we get stuff done.
Come on, girl. Woo! So Jessica, what is your big wish? What is your big wish? We want to know, what's your ultimate big wish?
My big wish is 1,000 doors. 1,000 doors of ownership. 1,000 doors of ownership, no matter what that looks like. So that's the hotel deal. That's the, properties in Brunswick. And those are the lives that I get to impact, the people on the other side of those doors, the opportunities that we get to open up, and the education we get to teach along the way. That is my big wish.
I love it. Jessica, I got one more serious question for you. Then I'm going to let you get busy with your day. With you being a Black woman, was there any race cars you had to overcome when in going to the next level? What? Let's get real.
I immediately went back to a closing that I had, and it was a white gentleman sitting on the other side of me. And that's when it got real. That's when I understood this is what I'm up against. He did not respect me at all. Like, he was waiting for the real person to come in with the money. He was like, wait, who's supposed to be signing? Me being young, I was 27 at the time, new in the industry. And I knew then, like, if this is how they view me, I'm going to work hard so that they have no excuse not to respect me when I come into the room.
Come on. Work so hard that you don't even have to reintroduce yourself anymore. You know my name. My name is Jessica Myers. Come on.
You know my name.
I changed the narrative of the hotel industry.
There you go. There you go. And there was a story that I learned early on too about a grandmother. She had a pot, 3 pots on the stove. In the pots, she put carrots and boiled it in water and asked her granddaughter, like, what do you see? And it was like, well, the carrots, they got soft. And then she took another pot and she put an egg and she put it through hot water. And they asked the granddaughter, what do you see? And she said the egg got hard. Then she put coffee beans in the water and said, what do you see? She said, what? I see coffee. And that is the story that really catapulted and changed my life, because it's the understanding that I get to be the coffee in the situations that I come into. I change. We all go through hot water. We all can come out soft, hard, or we can change the circumstance in which we come to. That's what we were able to do when we made history. And that's what I'm looking to do in Brunswick.
How powerful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard from America's narrative changer, Jessica Myers herself. She's an amazing wealth builder. She's teaching women how to build wealth. She's teaching you how to go after everything that God has for you. And we're gonna grab hold to this big wish. We're gonna decree and declare 1,000 doors be open for you, Jessica.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, I just see it right now. 1,000 doors. That is awesome. Yes. Well, we thank you so much for spending time with us today, taking time out. We pray that there was something that was said today that strengthened you as well.
Oh, yeah.
And also that our listeners are going to walk away feeling like they can do this. Be sure to follow up with Jessica. Tell them where they can follow up with you at, Jessica.
You can reach me on my website at itsjessicamyers.com or on Instagram. And that's ITS Jessica Myers.
All right, everybody. Well, Jessica has an amazing word about prospering during the pandemic, and we want for you to be able to hear from her. So go to her website today. Tell a friend, tell a brother, tell a cousin, tell a mother that the Go Get It Girl podcast is what they need to tune in and listen to right now. Well, thank you guys so much. We love you guys. Take care and God bless. Awesome, Jessica. Thank you so much. Did you enjoy yourself?
Fun. Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun interview. I appreciate it.
All right, Jessica. So we're going to get it edited and get that stuff over to you, okay?
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Jessica. Bye-bye.